Climb into your heart on twisted
Cowboys swings, makes a nice play, deep left center field. Mullins looks up, and it's out of here.
Good morning, Mets family. You already know it's your boy Rasheed McDonald, and today is March 28th, 2025. And yesterday was opening day. The Mets took on the Houston Astros in Dyken Park, Houston, Texas. So we have a lot to talk about, some good, some bad. But first, let's get to the highlights. Mets and Astros, first time in their history where they face each other on opening day, and Framber Valdez looking to get to work early, top first. Juan Soto, first at bat, no problem. Base hit first as a New York Met. Next batter, Pete Alonso, will draw the walk. He'll draw two in this game. Brandon Nimmo will try to bring them in, but Jose Altuve with the interception. Take another look. I got it. Thank you. That'll end the inning. Picking it up. Bottom of the first, Clay Holmes making his first career start on opening day as a starter, and he'll strike out Jose Altuve. He'll strike him out twice in this game. We're picking it up next inning. Jake Myers looking to get the Astros on the board, and with his speed, he'll beat out the play. Astros up 1-0. Later on in the game, next inning, trouble for Clay Holmes. Two runners on, and Yainer Diaz will go right back up the originator, and he'll bring in Isaac Paredes, giving the Astros a 2-0 lead. Later on in the same inning, Pena hits the easy double play, but throws it away is Luis Angel Acuna. That'll bring in another run. Astros take the 3-0 lead. More on Acuna later. Eighth inning, Brandon Nimmo, bases loaded, looking to get the Mets on the board, but another hard hit ball to center field. Picking it up. Top of the ninth, Sterling Marte, he gets a base hit. Next batter, Tyrone Taylor, he gets a base hit. Mets in business, looking to come back in this game, down 3-0. Here is Acuna. Made the error earlier on in the game, and he draws the walk. 12, 13 pitches. Big at bat for Luis Angel Acuna. Lindor with one out, bases loaded. Sac fly will bring in Sterling Marte to make it a 3-1 game for the Mets, and they got their best hitter at the plate. Juan Soto, hater, strikes him out. Astros win the game 3-1. Tonight, Tyler McGill will take the bump for the Mets, and opposing him will be Hunter Brown for the Houston Astros, and it's going to be a good one. Tyler McGill has a lot to prove this season. We saw last season that David Peterson took the next step. This season, it's Tyler McGill's turn. He has to turn that corner. He has to show, he has to prove that he can be a viable option in a starting rotation. I really think this is his last opportunity, his last real crack at being a starter in Major League Baseball. Now, we all know he has a brother in Major Leagues, Trevor McGill. I think he's a closer for Milwaukee or setup man in Milwaukee, and he's a good reliever. So if Tyler McGill doesn't really have something to give the Mets from a starting pitcher standpoint, then his future is going to be in the bullpen. Also, offensively, I assume that we're going to see Brett Beatty play second base tonight, and we're also going to see Jose Siri, possibly. But let's get into what happened in the game yesterday, because there was some good, there was some bad. But for me, the game was very indifferent, right? It was very much down the middle. The Mets had opportunities to score throughout the game. They had runners on the bases throughout the game, so there was traffic. Some of their big time hitters had opportunities to show something. Pete Alonso looked good yesterday at the plate. Didn't look too. He wasn't overcompensating for anything. He wasn't over swinging, much like what you saw last season. And he walked twice. Had a base hit, walked twice, 1 for 2 with 2 walks. Juan Soto as well looked good at the plate. 2 walks, a hit. His first at bat was a hit, and the last at bat, I will say, because I know a lot of people are gonna make something of it. Oh, you know, look at that. He couldn't get the hit when it mattered the most. They're paying him all this money, and he couldn't. It's the first game, right? So save your overreaction for another day, because this is game 1 of 162, and there's going to be plenty more opportunities and times for people to overreact. So I don't think that at bat was one to overreact to, because if you look at it, it went a couple ways, right? He could have took the walk, but I really think that he wanted to make something happen. And nothing wrong with that, right? He's a big-time player trying to make a big-time play. And I felt like he was in control of that at bat, so he had places to go. He took one big swing that he foul tipped, and really, when you look at it, it was a really good pitch. I mean, if Soto got caught looking that bad, then it was a really good pitch. It was most likely his best pitch, and I know, well, he walked multiple, he walked the batter, and he looked out of sorts, so why not just take the walk in that opportunity? Because maybe he just felt like he could do something in that at bat. So don't blame Soto for that. As far as the starting pitching performance, Clay Holmes did a decent job. Wasn't too overly too good, wasn't really bad. Yes, he got hit hard. The strike zone was a little debatable on both sides. Both sides had their gripes with the home plate umpire on the way he was calling balls and strikes, and we'll see that report eventually at some point today or during the week. We'll see that report of how that umpire called the game. But I don't really think it changed anything, right? When you look at the kind of hits and the way they scored, Clay Holmes didn't get smashed, right? They scored a run on an error. One of them was on a double play. So it was kind of like, okay, they scored 3 runs. It should have really been 2, if not for that error. And I know a lot of people, the microscope is going to be on Acuna now. And it's fine, because I think he prefers it that way. And you saw that in his final at-bat in the game. I think it was a 12 to 13 pitch at-bat against one of the best closers in the game. And the kid did not look overmatched at all. So tip your cap. And that, again, goes to what I was mentioning before with Luis Angel Acuna. He did not look overmatched at all in not one single at-bat yesterday. Those are the qualities we're talking about. This is a kid that, yes, people are going to get frustrated because he looks like he's uninterested. I mean, but what are we really talking about here, right? Yoenis Cespedes, one of the great Mets of all time. He kind of played like he was sort of uninterested and bored sometimes, right? And that frustrated a couple people. We've seen that from people in and out of this team for years. But the skills that this kid possesses, the way when the lights are on, he steps in there, not afraid. Brett Beatty has to show that type of tenacity. If he could come in and show that, then we're in good hands. Again, like I said, Jeff McNeil's best value is as a super utility guy, because he could play all outfield positions and he could play multiple positions in the infield. I mean, truthfully speaking, when you look at it, it's a veteran on an expiring contract coming up after next season. You got young guys that, to me, have some better skills Now, bat to ball skills, yes, it could be debated, but we're going on year 3 and of Jeff McNeil needing to show that he can get to a hot start. He's injured. We have to see what Jeff McNeil could give us. Going into the season, I try to ask manager Carlos Mendoza, and I try to ask him if Jeff McNeil has this position locked, and he emphatically said he did. And I truly felt like it should have been he has to earn the job. And that's not against McNeil, it's just that he has value elsewhere. So why waste time of anybody in trying to force a square peg into a round hole when he has a spot that fits for him, which is a super utility guy? I feel like he's better than Jose Iglesias. Jeff McNeil could give you what Jose Iglesias gave you and then some. So why not? Hey, let's have this conversation and do that. So hopefully, the young guys, Beatty and Acuna, will show us something that it just leaves no choice but for Jeff McNeil to have to really come off the bench. And it's not against him. It's not a knock on him. He's good. He has skills. And there's something to be said about someone who could come off the bench and provide, right? 6th man in the NBA. Got to do it, right? So let's see.